You are currently listening to a short piece that I wrote. In this short piece, the melody is the major scale and it is being harmonized by multiple voices. In this video, I will be showing you how to write harmonies like Tchaikovsky, Grieg, and many great composers, and how to achieve harmonic effects in a short amount of time from only a simple melody, just by adhering to some principles that I will talk about. I will be talking about what I call Mozartian ideals, and this is based on the music of Mozart because I think he is the best composer at adhering to these ideals. First, notice that the full length of the piece is 9 measures in total. Since the major scale only has 7 tones, we need to add the flat 5 such that we have 9 measures. This is important because if there's not an power of 2 plus 1 amount of measures in total, the resolution will not be very satisfying to the ear. Also notice how all the entrances of the voices happen after 2 measures. This is the natural pace for the voices to enter, and this is the place where it is most expected for something to enter. Also notice that at the 5th measure, which is the second most strongest measure in this musical phrase, the dominant bass pedal is being established. This is the best possible place to put this dominant bass. Now I will talk about voice leading. The voice leading in this musical phrase is ideal because each voice only follows a stepwise motion. There are no leaps anywhere, except only for in the bass at the very end where it is acceptable and good. Furthermore, when a voice enters, it does not disappear. It stays till the very end of the phrase and it resolves in a logical fashion in the tonic chord. Also notice how in the final tonic chord the best possible voicing is used, which is the open voicing. It is an open voicing because above the tonic is the 5th, and the 3rd of the chord is 1 octave above the 5th. The 3rd is not below the 5th. And furthermore, the voicing is ideal because there's no doubling of the 3rd or the 5th. There's only doublings of the tonics, which is allowed. Another reason that this voice leading is ideal is because the starting tone is only the tonic. The soprano, alto, and bass has the tonic tone. Now I will be talking about pedal tones. This short piece uses the 2 most practical forms of pedal tones: tonic pedal tone and the dominant pedal tone. I'll be talking about how each of these 2 pedal tones are used and what effects can be achieved by using them. First, I'll be talking about the dominant pedal tone. As I said before, this pedal tone is established in the piece at the second most important measure, which is the middle. And from here it is sustained for 4 measures until it finally resolves to the tonic. In this piece, the dominant pedal tone serves the purpose of creating more and more tension, because the dominant will always want to resolve to the tonic. And because the dominant pedal tone, it stays still for 4 measures, it also allows movement in the other voices without much tonal ambiguity being there, which would ruin the listening experience. In this short piece there is also a tonic pedal tone. This tone is sustained for all measures except one where it falls to the leading tone. This has the effect of anchoring the harmony, which allows the other voices to move more freely. And this also has the effect of giving the final chord a much stronger effect, since in this chord it is the only harmony where there's not a tonic tone in the harmony. So it results in the final chord having an extra strong harmonic effect. Now I will be discussing the final chord of this musical phrase, and this is a very important and interesting point in the music, because this is where it is possible to achieve the biggest climax. And this is the point from which all the previous decisions in the piece have been chosen specifically to maximize the climax. There's not actually much to say here at this point of the final dominant chord, because the chord follows naturally from all the rules that was previously discussed, like the rules about voice leading, because each tone will naturally resolve to the tone in the tonic which it does resolve to, because of the previous harmonic movement and considerations. But still, even though there is probably not much to learn from this final chord, I still want you to be able to appreciate it, in the sense that if you took the notes in of itself and you played them without any tonal reference, then you'll notice that this chord makes absolutely no sense. This chord would sound like nonsense and it would not at all be climactic. So I want you to appreciate how this chord, given the correct adherence to the principles, you can make this chord sound like a completely euphoric chord, where it makes perfect sense, because if you were to sing each voice, you would find that each voice has a very natural resolution. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I can elaborate on some points. I have only gone into the very tip of the iceberg here, but there are many other things which can be considered further. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to help me create more, you can support me at my Patreon.